Back in 2010, right before the release of Halo Reach, Bungie showed off several prototypes of cool stuff they were testing early on in the game's development. Now, everything they showed was using Halo 3 assets, and it looked great. And I mean, they didn't have any Reach assets made at the time, so it did make sense. Now, I've talked about this panel in my previous video that I made about the flyable longsword, but today I'm not talking about the space battle segment. No, today I'm talking about something even more exciting. This section here, global battles. In this section, the Bungie employees show a large-scale battle happening in this big sandy area that kind of looks like the Ark. Now there's these big anti-air guns, Pelicans flying overhead, Banshees shooting you, Wraiths. It's basically just this big, massive scale battle. Well, I've decided to make it my goal to recreate this unused game mode to the best of my abilities in Halo 3. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoy, and subscribe if you want to get more Halo mods like this in your feed. So without any further ado, let me show you my new mod, Arkbound. So here we are. My most faithful recreation so far to one of Bungie's unused game modes. Get my Warthog buddies in here. We'll take a regular chain gun. No need for the Pelican or the Scorpion. I think we'll be able to clean this stuff up pretty well. There we go. We've got some AI already. We'll take him out. This is all multiplayer, by the way. All of this is happening in a Forge mode environment. We got the hunters firing at us. Hopefully, ooh, they'll miss. Get these elites out of here. No problem at all. You know what? Let me hijack this big AA gun real quick so I can take down these little puny Covenant towers. I'll leave the rest of the grunts to my Marines here. And in no time at all, Covenant watchtowers are down, and we are good to go. This here is Arkbound. So what exactly is Arkbound? Well, in my head, I wanted to recreate the global battles from Bungie's unused cut gameplay segment, but also I wanted to make something like my old Extinction mod from Halo Reach, but this time in Halo 3, which means I have added already a lot to the sandbox and there's a lot more coming. For example, we've got here the Covenant AA gun, which is a pretty awesome addition from campaign that was never really possible to be as a vehicle, and well, took a long time to make it so as well. And on top of that, I've got tons of other stuff in here. We've got Longswords once again, which I'm still polishing up, but look pretty nice overall. I've also added in, of course, Pelicans and the attack variant of the Pelican. I've gone so far as to create a custom physics model so that now the landing gear actually work, which is really exciting for me personally because I love Pelicans. Of course, Phantoms and the friendly Phantoms are in here, but there's a whole lot more as well. Everything that 343 added from Sandbox is in here. The anti-air Wraith, that also includes the Elephant, which is pretty awesome. It's going to take a long time to scale this map in the Elephant, but I believe somebody out there will do it. So everything is in here. Everything works right. No animation issues. All the sounds are in. The only thing that's really not in here yet is the Scarab, which, I mean, give it time. What's also really exciting is this is a sand map, which means all the sandbox pieces here work pretty darn well, actually. They kind of make sense, and I didn't even mean to do that, but it just kind of ended up working well. On top of that, I've also added in some custom objects like this massive boulder here. Things like this I'll be adding in the future for tons of scenery props and all that good stuff. I've added in things that were only possible to get by modding the original Snowbound map before, like these cool little Covenant floating towers. And of course the big Covenant AA gun up there, which is actually a drivable vehicle I'll show you here. This thing is pretty darn awesome. I spent a lot of time making it work, and I do feel like it paid off. So here it is, just kind of hanging out a little bit in the ground. And yeah, this thing is a fully functioning vehicle. I don't think I've seen anybody do this yet, so it's pretty exciting. And oh my god, is it loud. I don't think it'll take too many shots to... Oh yeah. Yep. And that's the Phantom gun. Just like Extinction, all of these vehicles will be destructible. The Pelican I'm working on right now, it can be killed but doesn't have effects. I'll be doing lots of video updates on this in the future. But of course you saw AI earlier. I put down some AI, so let me show you what that looks like. These are very much unfinished right now, but as you can see, the AI do work. They do run at you right now. I'd like to continue working on this and refining it further in the future, finding new techniques to make the AI smarter, all that kind of good stuff. But for now, they have some pretty basic AI and will, well, just attack you pretty much. They'll run at you and they'll get mad and they'll even attack AI of the enemy faction, but I will admit it's a little weird right now. All right, let's see this epic AI battle. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Wow. Riveting. Yeah, pretty incredible stuff. But don't worry, I'll find ways to make things work a little bit better in the future. But yeah, incredible vehicle sandbox that I'm still currently expanding. Got to add Prophet's Chair and other ships. Might even make the frigate flyable just for giggles. But yeah, I mean, I've got scenery, you know, you've got phantoms flying overhead, you've got banshees flying overhead. The frigate itself has a fully collisionified hangar in there, so you can make a base in there. And I plan on adding tons of massive scenery blocks in very similar style to the big old boulder here. Maybe some giant scenery cubes so you can make your own terrain, because I mean, this thing is massive. This open space here, it's just almost endless. It's like not quite as big as Extinction for Halo Reach, but still very, very big. So let me hop on into the Pelican here so you can actually get a feel for what this is like. So the Pelican, of course, this is the rocket pod one. You get in, you have the landing gear coming up. Everything looks all nice. It fires missiles from the side. I had to do a lot of refinement to make this look quite right, but I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out. And yeah, overall, I mean, shoot, it's a Halo 3 Pelican. Who hasn't wanted to fly one of these things? It's pretty awesome. Same thing applies for the Phantom as well. Of course, it already has destruction physics and everything because, well, it's a Phantom. But, you know, you fly around, you've got your chin gun, it kind of tears stuff up, and, well, it's pretty awesome. I do, like I said, plan on adding more vehicles because you can never have enough vehicles. But, yeah, for now, I've got a pretty nice roster. Ooh, let me hop in the Longsword real quick and give you a feel for how this thing rides. My last Halo 3 Longsword video is very outdated. The new Longsword looks pretty darn nice, and I'm happy with it. The weapons are working right. The missiles and everything work right, and it's just pretty nice. I do have a lot more polishing to do with it, but just seeing it in action with better engine effects and working weapons is quite nice. But there's one thing I haven't shown off yet, and if you've watched this far into the video, then you're in for a treat. I don't have this in as a proper weapon yet, but I'm excited to say that the nuke launcher is making a return in this mod. And no, it won't be as annoying as the last one in Reach was to fight against. That's right, I was able to make a nuke in Halo 3. Now these effects are not done yet, but these are basically very similar to what the final version will look like. It's even got a proper mushroom cloud this time. It's got a big field of smoke around it. And when you're inside of it, it is terrifying. In fact, I'll shoot another one closer to me. Hopefully I don't die. Quite intimidating though, I must say. Okay, one more try. Just the right distance, I believe. Oh, it pushed me back and I took some damage. But as you can see, you can get into this debris, into this smoke field, and it is just hell on earth in here. It is so cool looking and scary and just, wow. Yeah, you do not want to be caught in this thing, especially with how much damage it does. I think it's a safe bet to say I can't drive any of those vehicles anymore. Now this map is so big that these nukes actually do have a place on here, which is pretty cool. And I'm really excited that I was able to bring this back into Halo 3 from Halo Reach where I last made it. And overall, I just think it looks really, really sweet and I'm excited about it. I will have plans of making other cool stuff like maybe a cruiser with a glassing beam again or flying these big boys, but for now this is where I'm currently at with Arkbound, which will be my next major mod project for Halo. I'm really excited about it. It's not my only project. Cursed Halo and things are in the works, spoiler alert. And I mean, overall, you know, this is it. This is what I want to make right now, and I'm really excited for this. So if you do enjoy what you've seen here today, be sure to like the video. The YouTube algorithm will give me some love, and, you know, subscribe if you want to see more Halo mod. Also, if you're feeling generous, check out my Patreon. You can get some behind the scenes stuff absolutely not free. I hope that you will consider it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Rejected Shotgun, and I will see you in the next one.